answer one whole entire question.
Works for me.
Okay. Question.
They have a bunch of men now.
How does the author create tension in the story? A, by hinting at the consequences that Prometheus must face. B, by describing each step that Prometheus takes to capture fire. C, by suggesting that the gods are intentionally deceiving Prometheus. D, by explaining how the world changes after Prometheus gives demons fire.
Oh, I got it. Can I go?
All right, as we discussed, each group talks about it. Write your answer on your dry erase board. And when Mr. Moore says 1, 2, 3, hold him up, you'll hold him up.
But that's number 11, right? That's number 11. 11A.
Let's see. Here. Cortez, come up here and take over for me, filming, so I can get this projector going. And where's your third group member? Did Amari dump y'all?
No,
Is
he
it
right
Jemiah?
there.
Jemiah, why are you not over there with your group?
She said we some dummies.
No.
Jemiah, get over there with your
She
boys.
said we some dummies. She don't want to work
They
with
call themselves dumb.
All right, well, come over here. Well, then come over here with the one guy you've got left. All right, Cortez, I need you to take over. Just hold it and film. You mostly want to put Mr. Moore in the frame, okay?
So put him on there now?
Yeah, just you want to put. Girl, get over there and sit down. You want to make sure Mr. Moore is in the frame on the video.
You not supposed to stay on the see your answer, girl. We gotta see the answer.
Remember, you have to come up with the answer and explain it.
Do we have to write down the explanation?
You have to repeat your answer.
Mr. Moore, do we have to write that down?
Mr. Carter confused about me.
If you're able to
Does
tell
he
me.
go group by group?
He's going
No, all of you are going to hold your answers up at the same time, and we're going to see which group's got the right answer.
And then you're gonna make the right
And we're going to
answer.
keep track of the answers. That's right.
We got a friend, right?
Well, you don't have, you don't have to do it on purpose.
Wait, so we.
But if you want to, go ahead.
But it's gonna take too much.
Use this one too.
No, you'll say it out loud.
Say it out loud. You want to write it?
Oh.
Mr. Moore, we're ready. They just talking to the talk.
Okay. Does everyone have an answer?
No, what's the
What does it say?
The answer is D.
All right, we're going to take a test run on number 1 real quick. So your group has had a minute to talk about it at this point. All right, so we've got the story up on the screen behind us now. Oh, do I?
Ding, ding, ding,
Oh,
wing,
the
wing,
Greek
wing.
heroes? Okay, so we need Greek heroes. Not that. There we go, here's our Greek heroes.
Mr. Moore.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Get them up. 1, 2, 3. Up, up, up. Okay, now, here's the thing. Some of you put both answers. Some of you only put one. What did you ask them to put? Just part A? All right, so that group missed part A. All right, but every other group got it correct. Excellent. Okay, so. All right. So you ready to go? Then which group do you want to pick to explain why it's part A?
Can I? Can I do it?
Pick us.
No, can I do it?
Pick us.
Amari,
Oh,
explain
man,
it.
I had
Defend
the
your answer.
quotes.
I don't like you.
I had some quotes.
In paragraph 4, it talks about when, what's his name?
Prometheus.
Yeah, Prometheus lit the fire to keep the people warm because they was cold.
Okay.
Francis got one.
Say what? So what? Does someone have a better one? Francis, you have a better one?
In paragraph 7, it says he showed them how to cook meat and bake bread, how to make bronze and smelt iron.
Amari, can you top that?
I think she said.
Thank you for just waiting.
All right, we have a scenario here. We have kind of a tough situation, which is that the answers that you chose were wrong. Oh, I know, right? What happens when we get one wrong? All right, so in this case, the actual tension in the story, because tension means what, Chance? Tough? Well, let's go farther than that. What is tension, Jemiah? Colin? You answered. What is it? What's tension?
No,
Tension?
like whenever you want to know more, like you're hanging out that you receive one more.
Okay, now that's what we call suspense.
Yeah.
That's what we call suspense. Laney?
Being suspense.
Tension could be an argument. Tension is conflict, right? It's potential conflict. Because when you think about the tension in a spring, all of you who have your trucks jacked up, the tension in the spring is the potential for that spring to bing, right? Okay, so the tension is a potential for conflict. What was the one thing that could cause conflict in this story? Not it?
He disobeyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Prometheus disobeyed Zeus. And so the line we're looking for is going to be which one then? What's the actual answer we're looking for then?
See,
No, look at
A.
the choices. A.
oh,
All right, hinting at the consequences that Prometheus must face. All right? Okay, now, what you've got to do is,
That? Wouldn't that be the answer?
Look at my boy.
I had to write.
no, this is the very first, it's in the very first paragraph of the story. All right, so let's look here. Okay, if we look at the very first part of the story, if we go through, even before the story begins, what does it tell us in the box? What does it say in the box right before the story begins? You are? Yes, keep reading.
Mankind, even though Zeus, the king of God, has forbidden.
Okay, so right off the top, we already know Prometheus is doing what Zeus has told him not to, yes? Okay, now let's look at the first paragraph. When Athena helps him, how does she do it? Look at the words that are giving you the hints in the first paragraph.
Always
friendly. Interesting.
Keep going.
So when she knew that he had a secret side to give the fire, she let him on the
Secret paths, right? So if if she's getting him there secretly, then we know he's doing something he's not supposed to be doing, right? Okay? Also, then, when did he get the fire? How did he get the fire? Who did he touch? What did he touch in order to get the fire?
The sun.
Not the sun itself, but you're on the right track.
The sun.
The sun god, right? So it says he touched his, what was it that he touched? Was it a fennel stalk? He touched it to the wheels of the chariot. Because we remember Helios is the god who carries the sun across the sky, right? So by touching it, what happened when he touched it? He caught on fire, and it says he concealed it under his cloak, right?
That was you that told us about that, right?
Yeah, okay. So that's what we mean by creating tension early in the story. We know that what Prometheus is doing is not what Zeus wants, right? Now, it benefits us as humans because he's sharing fire with humans. But that's how we know that that's the thing. Okay, so let's look and see which one of those text evidence choices on B is going to help us out.
I had first.
All right, that's why you've got to talk it over with your groups. You've got to really make your point with your group, okay? Okay. All right. So did we decide amongst our groups? Let's get the answer. Let's put 11B on your dry erase boards and write your answer. Which one of those four supports that choice? Come on, Chance, get with your group, man. Open the page. It's like you're not the same.
Because
All right, talk to me about it.
I'm tired of it.
I gotta go.
What was that?
Okay. Sorry. All right, now be careful. Just because there's something on there that I said, that doesn't necessarily. Which one of those four hints at what might happen to him as a result? All right, heavy deep, lay it on him. What's it going to be?
All right. Answer is D.
Oh, we are 1, 2, 3, up. Up, up, up.
I was gonna tell you, I did.
Okay, D, 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 D. Okay, awesome. All right, outstanding. All right, cool. Now, the next one, let's go ahead and have your groups. What are we on now, Mr. Moore?
Number 12.
Okay, so here's what we want you to do. I want you to put your answers for 12, 13, and 14 on the board just so we can kind of move this along a little bit. But we're going to talk about all three of them, okay? All right, so decide with your group what are your answers to 12, 13, and 14. Okay? And guys, I need to see you interacting with your groups as best you can, okay? Don't just sit on the outside. Don't let somebody else do all the work. Now, Heavy D, do you want to take over here, or do you want to continue to walk around and do that? You want to walk around? Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That would be better. So.
Can I work with somebody who
Amari, are you and Titus working together at all?
Yes.
Kind of. Here, Jemiah, since you don't really have a group, just go ahead and slide over there. Okay? And Hunter, when Chance comes back, let's put Chance with y'all. Okay? We'll move Chance over there. Hey, sometimes you just have to fight through things that are tough, all right? But you see, but at the beginning of the class, you told me that's not what. You told me you forgot your back.
No, I said I did it. At the house, I spent 2 hours doing it.
Just have your mom bring it after school then. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll see her after school. But in the meantime, hey, Dawn, in the meantime, let it go. Get with your group and participate.
Hey.
Okay. All right, give me a little signal when your group has all three answers that you're confident of them. All right, and I want to make sure you've talked them over with everybody.
Oh, yeah, you already said.
Late.
No, it's not. Breathe. Breathe, see. See.
13-8.
That, or go back,
Yeah,
go
but
back and read paragraph 11.
oh, sure. And everything you told me you said
Jordan, did we talk those answers over, or did we just write something down? Okay. Tell me why you chose 12. Tell me what you chose and why.
Because he talks bad about C.
Okay, all right, I'll go with that. What about 13? What made you choose your answer?
C. If you read the story, you
Okay, all right. Let me see. Let me see 21.
sorry. She make me mad.
Okay, and what'd you do for 14?
Why you
I'm not giving that.
Alright.
I'm just making sure they
got
talk
my
to each
face?
other.
Y'all make me mad. You read the story by the time you got to the end, you was sitting before his dad. Before his dad killed him, he said these soon and more people will save you one day. He's sitting
Get them
there.
on camera. They're doing a good job of talking
They
about
make me
it.
mad, Mr. Cole. They make me use bad words.
Well, don't use bad words. Just keep arguing. All right, which one are y'all arguing over?
Book number 14.
14?
Yes.
Okay, what did y'all decide?
I had said C and they say D, but I say the C because at the end before his father killed him, he said you will these soon and these immortal people will save you one day.
Ah, okay, now, look at the question, look at the word mainly. Since it says mainly, it means throughout the whole passage, not just in that one spot at the end. Okay, so think about that. Now, I'm not saying Jemiah's right, but I'm saying you need to think about it a little more.
She just cussed at me.
Girls, y'all need to stop snitching on people. 15 years old and you're tattletale.
He heard me.
All right, Heavy D, you about ready?
I need
Miss Cole, you have to sing it.
Okay, here we go. What do you think, Mr. Moore? What do you think? Every group ready? Okay, you want to give them another minute?
No.
We'll give you another minute. Okay.
I give you $1.
Cortez, kind of follow him to the different groups so you can get his interactions.
Oh, you said following?
Yeah, just, kind of close, just to make sure that, so that his professor can hear what he's saying to them.
Oh, alright. I got you.
Nah, you gotta shake my head. We just Cortez, it's time to say D. No, let's take a few out.
XB.
Okay.
We have with this last question. You can be sitting there like. And then when he answers, you raise it.
Hey, you should give me bonus points if I like clean.
Yeah, let's get our answers. Let's get our answers. Like you get your answers, how you get your
Oh,
answers.
what you doing?
It is. You tried on it, and you raised it.
Okay, somebody still have to do it.
How long have you been?
And you have to put in those answers.
Hey, that's the best part.
It's you're not in this group?
No, I am. Who he is?
Wait, are you organized at your house?
So is everybody about done?
We're good. We're just finding the evidence.
You guys have another minute.
Coach Cole,
Yes, ma'am.
can you send Travion Sanders to the office, please?
Okay.
Thank you.
You know about the bus for what?
Take your hoodie off.
You can get a bus I just had Mr. Free.
Otherwise, they're going to yell at me and make me do it.
30 seconds.
You ride Mr.
I know.
Just one thing was good.
All right, 20 seconds.
Oh, no, she's not. She was just 20 seconds more.
Think about how do you learn about somebody? What's the
10 seconds.
what teaches you more about somebody?
Y'all got 10 seconds.
So you don't know they're gonna offer.
5 seconds.
You don't answer those because don't nobody be out there.
5, 4, 3,
All right.
2, 1.
All right, here we go. On your mark.
Get set.
Get set.
Go.
1, 2, 3, up.
Bad.
Okay. All right. Oh.
Look over here. Bad.
Okay, your answers should spell
Bad.
B, C, B.
Man, you owe me $1. You had C, boy.
B.
No, it's B.
Okay.
It's B. You had C. You had D.
That's C right there. That's C.
We don't owe each other money.
That's B, C, B, and C.
Said it's B what? B what?
We just turned 14.
You owe me some money. Number
All
one.
right, yo, whoa. Hey, Batman.
No, you
Batman,
did
stop
not.
it. Hey, Jemiah Jackson, stop already.
No,
All right,
you
here we
did
go.
not. I promise I did. No, I know you did.
Okay, hey, enough.
I hate
All right.
Oh, whatever.
Okay, listen. Obviously, the first two, 12 and 13, you didn't seem to have too much trouble with. 12, everybody had right immediately, which is awesome, okay? 13, one or two groups had a little struggle with. I think some of you might have chosen A, but most of you chose C. Now, how do we know it's bind? How do we know that what they're doing to him is binding him? Because what are they putting on him, DB? Right, and fetters in this case, when it says it pushes him against the rocks, what are they putting on him? They're chaining him up. They're binding him to the rock, right? Just
No, you
like
did not.
this, hold that green thing up, please. I mean, Mary Ashton. We call that a binder because what does it do? It holds stuff together. Exactly, it holds stuff together. Okay, excellent. So, Mr. Moore is going to go through number 14 to talk about that answer. Jemiah, turn around.
Okay. How does the author mainly develop the character of Prometheus? And that answer was B.
B.
By showing his,
B as in boy.
yes, and it's by showing his interactions with others.
Don't say it. B as in dog. That's when they were talking about like how B as in cat.
Because what is he doing?
Like he going around talking to all the people, like they showing him.
Right. And what is he doing with the mortals? Right. He's teaching them how to use fire. Right?
Okay, so just real quick, and this is something, this is a good tip for Mr. Moore as well. Different English teachers kind of do this different ways, but most of them will tell you that there are 5 main ways that you develop characters. All right? If we're writing a story about a character, what's the, other than their name or something, what's the first thing you're probably going to try and figure out about that character? Who are they? What are they? Okay? So when you go to figure out a character, the first way you develop a character is how they look. All right? The second is what they say, right? Their words. The third is their actions. The fourth is the way they interact with other people, which is the answer here. And then the fifth is their thoughts or their feelings, right? So in this story, we didn't get to see inside of Prometheus' head. We had to depend on his what?
Reactions.
His interactions and reactions with other people, correct? So that's why we ended up with answer B. Okay, you want to do 15AB on the next one?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get 15AB and be ready in 30 seconds. Well, let's give you a minute because you need to talk them over.
Titus. I know.
Just be careful about moving the video around so much you're going to make that poor lady get sick.
She must be old.
Oh, they look good as that. They
guys hardly.
I know, we're going over. Just say that. Hey, see.
Oh, you just put something down. Just wrote something down.
No, it's a good teacher. I read this story and got these answers. So I don't know if they're right or wrong. No! I put them there.
Okay.
Okay, tell them, Mr. Moore.
Oh my God. What did you come up with, Ray?
A. I came up with C. I came up with A for A.
One of you is correct.
Well, I'm trying to work B.
Oh, part B.
I said C. I said B. Wait, who's right? Who's right? It's C. I thought it was B. I told you.
Why is it in your head like a island? He's like it's a baseball. Better up.
Yeah, you want to swap? Hey, Cortez, let Hunter take over recording for a while so you can work with your group.
Huh?
Just chill out and don't
I don't know what's wrong. He said he's injured.
Walk behind the wing. But don't be.
She is my friend.
Well, here, take Hunter's place over there.
Mr. Cole. Mr. Cole.
All right, Mr. Moore, has it been about a minute? What's that book I'm using next semester?
They made
It can be, yeah. That's who we swapped over there. It's just for today, all right? Don't relax. Hunter, you better not be doing the back of my bald head.
I'm not. I'm just. I was standing back there.
Just making sure.
It zoomed in so far, so it looked like I was. But
The girl time. Wait, are we doing how many?
like this is correct.
Okay, peeps. All right, time has come. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Get them up.
Get 'em up.
Oh, we've got some disagreement on here. All right. I like disagreement. Okay. Okay, your board. If your board is correct, it should say.
A.
It should say.
A.
B.
Stop, little lady.
B.
It should say A and C.
We got
A and C.
Look,
Okay. All right, now, so the one that you seem to have had disagreement on was part A. Okay, you seem to have disagreement on part A, so let's talk about it. Zeus believes, when Zeus refers to them as vile insects, well, it's still part of it. No, this was just saying what point of view is put out there. But we're on 15. You just have to include it in your thought process. Obviously, Zeus, you, up here, fat man's talking. Thank you. All right, when Zeus says these humans are vile insects, obviously he sees himself as what? Superior being to them, right? Okay? And if he says these gifts were reserved for us, you should not have shared them with the humans, clearly that establishes a point of view that he thinks the mortals are what?
Weak. Bad.
The mortals, not the humans. Oh, did I say mortals? Yeah, the humans are, yes, Madison's right, they're trash. Good job, Madison. All right, so the answer then, obviously, on part B is C. these men who you gave the gifts that were reserved for us. Okay, we're going to do 16 and 17 this time. All right, so 16, part A and B, and 17. Let's get both of those on your... Okay, we're only going 1 minute. 1 minute. 16, part A and B, and 17. All right, you've got to go walk around with Mr. Moore so you can get him interacting with people.
16.
Part A and B, and 17.
I was just going to say that.
Notice this word.
Huh?
Man.
Yeah, you did.
It's because
No,
Zeus,
man, get that out of my face, man.
it's because whenever Zeus is
Man, get
introduced,
that out of my face, dude.
I have the video.
No, I don't want that in my face.
Why you gotta act like that while he recording? That's embarrassing.
Oh, wait.
Dude, I can't. I don't want.
You should.
No, I shouldn't.
All right, all right.
Go ahead,
Stop it. All right. Use the word. Notice it's mainly. I got it.
Because look, we're talking about his anger. We're talking about how he get mad. How he was
this is
mad
how
about.
she introduced you. It tells you about how he's mad.
And how he's going to punish him. And how he don't like humans, immortals, of all insects. Feel me?
Gotcha. You got it, huh?
Coach Cole,
Good answers.
you don't need to record. You don't need to record.
Just let it go. It's fine.
He's doing it on purpose, man.
Doing what on purpose?
No, because I was videoing Mr. Moore interacting with him, and he started getting so mad.
But DB, I told him to video individual groups.
But not all in my face.
Oh. Okay. All right, guys. Can we just be a little more mature than this, please?
I gotta answer.
Mr. Moore, Mr. Cole.
Yes.
We arguing about part B. I said it's C.
No,
I said it's
You
A.
got to figure it out on your own. Mr. Moore's standing right there. You can ask him.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wow.
I think it's A, Mr. Moore. I think it's A.
I don't call it mean, I call it challenge.
A, B.
A. B. Part B. A.
A.
A. Part B. A.
Part A.
Part B. A.
Part B. A.
Yeah.
I said it was C. Mr. Moore said it's
I don't care, Mom.
Which one is your answer for part A?
D. D.
Stop it. All right, part A.
What is you talking about?
Part A.
What about part
What's the
A?
answer? What the answer you talking
D.
about?
We got D for part A. We on part B though, Mr. Moore.
All right, now. We know they go together.
Quit aggravating
Yeah.
John.
So,
We asked the wrong person.
Blake,
Well, I know the Walmart.
come record. Come record. Because I don't want to do it no more. Can do it. Yes.
You can talk to each other.
We got a new recorder coming up.
D. Go. A.
Blake, do it. Ain't gonna get mad.
This your wife from Mercy Conte, Levante Moore.
Alright, come chat.
What is that number two?
Everything's falling off my back.
All right, Mr. Moore, are we ready? Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold them up.
DCC.
All right, our answers should be. Oh wait, I was on the wrong number. Hold on. Mr. Cole, messed up. All right, 16 part A should be A. 16 part B should be C. 17 should be B.
Mr. Cole, you did that on purpose. You told it.
Girl, you have got to chill.
You told us
You
what
have got to relax.
You told
All right.
us.
Okay, folks, let's talk our way through them. Hey, look. Monday, when we're in here on Monday, we won't be in here. We'll be next door in the computer lab.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. When we're in the computer lab on Monday, obviously you won't have a group. Okay? It's going to be you and that computer. You'll have the text in front of you. But hopefully what you're gaining from some of this is just more in reinforcement of the fact that you can't just go with whatever the first thing is that pops in your mind. Alright? And that you need to trust yourself. Okay? Because what I keep hearing is, that's what I told them the answer was, and they didn't agree. Okay? Well, you're going to need to trust what you come up with as your answers. Alright? But you've got to think a little more deeply. Okay, so let's look at this one. How does the author mainly develop the character of Zeus? Every single thing that Zeus says is part of his what? Yes, but it's also he's angry, right? You disobeyed me. I'm going to punish you. I'm going to do, right? Zeus isn't talking logically or explaining anything, is he? No, he's just mad, right? So he's angry. So clearly, part A is by revealing, where is it? I mean, part A is, wait, what did I say for 16? Oh, good Lord, I was wrong. No, it's D. It's his anger. Okay, well, I'm sorry. Okay, I was looking at the wrong number. I'm sorry. Teachers make mistakes.
That's what I think.
D? I really do.
For that question.
Number one? We did two.
Okay,
I thought y'all
we've already
picked.
answered that
Y'all did
question
pick
6
it, yeah.
times.
Yeah.
You got some movie problems, man. They're friendly.
All right, part B. Obviously, since it's about his anger, which one of those says something about his anger? Laney. Yes. What are the well? Obviously, what's the key word there? Yeah, and I think the word fiercely, probably, maybe all those exclamation points probably give us a hint that he's pretty upset, right? Okay, so if 17 threw us off a little bit, all right, so Hunter, read 17.
What point of view about mankind ability to add to the story?
All right, so we know a point of view from the author's point of view is going to be their what? Their perspective on it, okay? All right, so in this case, what point is the author trying to get across here? All right, so Austin Tyler, is the author trying to get across that the gods and the humans should be working together to have a balance of power? Does the author seem to suggest that humans should have just as much power as gods? No, I certainly didn't get anything from that, okay? So then why is our answer B? Okay, let's hear from Jaquila. Why is the answer B, sweetie? No, we don't get to say I don't know. You know better. Oh, okay. All right, Alyssa? Shh.
Gave the humans fire that they're able to create new things on their own without
Right, okay. And I think it seemed pretty clear that the author spent like 4 paragraphs explaining all the great things they were able to do. How civilization was improved, how their lives were better. That's a very positive perspective, isn't it? So then that's pretty clear then that that's what the author is suggesting. Okay, all right, just to kind of get us moving, let's real quick, we're going to do 18 together, then we'll do the second half of the stories. Okay, which theme is developed? Remind me what a theme is, Colin? A theme in a story is what? It's what now? Well, what's going on is more of the plot. We think of that as the plot. So if I'm looking for a theme, Jacob, what am I looking for?
Like, what
it's mainly about.
Exactly, or the main idea, maybe the main thing that's being brought across. Maybe a lesson, maybe something the author's trying to teach, or maybe they're trying to convince you of. It is very close to being a thesis, yes.
Oh, so it's not the same thing.
It is, except when we think of a thesis statement, that's nonfiction. A theme is very similar to a thesis statement, but that would be for a fiction or a story in this case. I don't know, but I'm proud of you. So nice work there. Hello, Kitty. So, Mr. Moore, take them through the 4 answers. Tell them if why is A yes, is it no? Is B yes, is it no? Tell them, give them your perspective. We're on number 18, part A.
I think it's 8.
18 I have.
No, not you. No. Sorry, I'm trying to direct this movie for Dr. Perry.
All right, 18. I chose A, and it reads: inventions should be used for the good of all. Because in this article, okay, that is a quote from paragraph 7. Okay, it says, but he had more serious work in hand, and when day dawned, he began to teach men the uses of fire. He showed them how to cook meat and bake bread, how to make bronze, smelt, how to hammer the hot metals into swords and plowshares, and all the other cunning crafts of the smith and the metalworker. So I chose that because I thought in my own mind that invention should be used for the good of all. Because I thought if he hadn't given them any fire, that they wouldn't have all these inventions. They wouldn't have the smelt and the swords and the plowshares and things they should need. Yeah. That's mine. Okay, the evidence. Well, I actually read you the evidence in paragraph 7. So I chose B. So I chose A for part A and part B, B. Anybody have anything opposite of that?
No, I agree. The reason why I say it's A because is we still on part A?
Yeah, part A and part B, number 18.
The reason why I say it's A because it's a which theme is the keyword, develop is the keyword, and through these stories main company. Because invention should be used for the good of all. And in the story is mainly talking about like fiction stuff. So that's why I said I wouldn't invent it.
Right. Because none of the other ones even get close. Like he says, difficult problems often have simple solutions. That's not even the main part.
And then you know difficult in the story.
Right.
Not difficult.
C, those who defy authority can expect punishment, which came really at the end. That it wasn't the main conflict. And D, successful people must be willing to learn from others, which there was no successful people.
Prometheus wasn't very successful because he was locked up at the end.